Hey, it's Doc Christian, and this video, it's about how to stop judging someone. And I'm going to show you some tangible steps that you can use in the moment, in the situation, when you're judging someone on the spot. And so first I wanted to say that I'm making this video because I'm quick to judge. I am. It's just, my mind works that way. I've been a pretty judgmental person. And when I was younger, it used to feel good. I think I used to get a lot from it. But as I've matured and I've got older, I don't like that feeling of judging anymore. I don't like judging people. And so I've done a lot of work on myself to let go of judgment. And so I want to share what I've learned with you and teach you how you can stop judging people as well. Now, when I was planning this video, I thought about, compassion is the antidote for judgment. It sounds great, doesn't it? It kind of has a spiritual ring to it and sounds good, but it's not the real truth. Compassion fills the void of judgment. So when you take out judgment, compassion fills judgment's place. So you're left with compassion. And that's where I'll lead you to here. But the hard truth about the antidote to judgment is the willingness to be wrong. I know that one probably stings a little bit. Maybe not what you were hoping for. Yeah, it's the willingness to be wrong. To go, all right, I was wrong. Or I think I might be wrong. Or am I wrong? Could I be wrong? It's that willingness. That's where you have to start. It's the willingness to be wrong. That's the antidote to judgment. And I know it's hard. It's hard because it feels so good to be right. And not only does it feel good to be right, but it keeps us safe. And it allows us to live our life. Imagine if you were never right about anything. Imagine if everything that you thought about life, you were always wrong. You'd have no confidence, no trust in your abilities to do or achieve anything. You'd probably be depressed. Right? You would feel unsafe because you'd be totally uncertain about everything. So when we're right, it brings us certainty, brings us safety. It allows us, confidence to move in a certain direction. And so, being right is essential, but judging someone unfairly and being wrong about it and thinking you're right, that's not essential, and it's not helpful, and it's not going to help you to live a happier life, more meaning and fulfillment. So I'm going to walk you through these steps on how to let go of judgment, or how to stop judging someone. And the way that these steps work is it starts out where you are in a scenario where you're judging someone. And now we move to step one. So step one, you got to notice. You need to become aware that you're actually judging them. And a lot of times we're just going around judging, and we're not even aware of it. It's automatic. So first you need to get aware of it. And the way you do that is you set an intention. You declare that you're going to start to be more aware. You make it a goal, right? You need to actually be conscious or be intentional about noticing and wanting to work on letting go of judgment. Because if you don't, you're just gonna be judging people, right? So make an intention. You can write it down. You can say it out loud. You can look at it week after week. Think about it. And in time, you will become more aware. In time, you'll be more aware. You'll notice when you're judging someone. And that's the moment where you can enter into this process and use these steps. So for a lot of us, before we get into step two, a lot of us in this moment, when we realize we're judging someone, we have to forgive ourselves. A lot of times we put ourselves down, then we start judging ourselves. You're so mean, such a douchebag. God, I can't believe you're judging these people. Whatever we might be thinking. And a lot of us are hard on ourselves. I'm guilty of that. I can be really hard on myself and honestly mean to myself. So once you realize you're judging, you may need to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself that you're judging unfairly. And then step 2, which if you want to simplify it, this is really what you need to do. Step 2 is you need to start to theorize, think about, or experience, or question what life is like from the other person's perspective. What's going on for them? If you start to do that, it takes you away from all of your judging. Because instead of assuming, you start to question. And a really powerful question that you can use for this, it's any question that starts with, is it possible that, ... and you fill in the blank. Is it possible that? And you start to think about what's going on for them. And a really great question to start with is it possible that I'm wrong? Is it possible that I'm wrong about them? That I'm wrong about this situation? Is it possible that something else could be going on here? Is it possible that I don't know the whole truth? And so you want to think about all the challenges or all the struggles of why this person is the way, or why this person is acting in a way that you're judging them for. There's a reason why we do what we do, why we say what we say. Maybe someone's being rude to you, I don't know, and you're judging them for that. But start to question, what could be going on for them being rude? So instead of going, God, that guy's douchebag, you start to go, well, maybe they're having a rough day. Because really, you never know. You never know what's going on for someone. Maybe they've just found out they had a miscarriage. Maybe they got in a fight with their partner. Maybe their grandma died. Maybe they got some really unsettling medical news. We have no idea. And that's step 3. The third step is to come from a place or be in a perspective of, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know the full truth. Maybe you do know some truth. Maybe you know someone really intimately, really closely, and you feel like you know, but honestly, you don't know the full truth, and you won't, because you can't get into their mind and their experience and their feelings the way they do. And so knowing that, I don't know this person, and that's a progressive step from judging, making all these assumptions, and then going, well, is it possible that I'm wrong? Is it possible that A, B, and C is actually going on? You know what? Well, I guess the truth is I don't really know what's going on, right? And so from there, step 4, which is also another perspective, another place to come from, which is to know that people are just doing the best with what they've been dealt. People are just doing the best with what they have. We are. And I know it's really easy to judge and start to have reasons, which are really just judgments, but reasons for why they're not doing better, or why they should be doing this, or other people are doing these things, right? But the truth is we're all doing the best. And if you start to think about their challenges and what their life is like, you start to realize, maybe they really are just doing the best for what they know. Now, I'm going to give you an example here. So at the moment of me recording this, I live in Brazil with my wife, and we live in Rio de Janeiro. And there's a lot of crime here. There's a lot of crime, robbing. There's also just a lot of begging, or asking for money, selling stuff on the street. In the United States where I'm from, a lot of places have no soliciting written on the door, on the front door, which means you can't hang out and sell stuff there. That does not exist here. People are selling stuff everywhere. And it can be disrupting in your life. If I leave and I walk to the grocery store, or if I go have lunch and we're sitting at a table on the sidewalk, or go somewhere to shop, there's an extremely high chance that at some point someone will either stop us, try to sell something to us, ask us for money, ask us to buy them something. And what's challenging about this and makes it so easy to judge is that a lot of people, they have a story to make it more compelling for you to go and buy them something. And a lot of the people have the same story, which makes it easier to judge and think that they're lying. A lot of people, they say, I need you to buy diapers for my daughter. And when enough people come up to you and they say the same thing, and then you also have an idea of what they're actually doing with those diapers, you start to feel like people are being inauthentic, and then you start to judge. And it's so easy to judge. Someone I don't know that just comes up to me on the street asking me to buy them something, and I could say, I can judge them and think, oh, they're lying. They're going to use, the money for drugs. If I give them money, if I buy this for them, they're not actually going to use it. They're going to sell it, or there are other people that are, juggling at the stoplights and then going around, with a hat trying to get money. They're working for the money. It's so easy for me to judge and label and put people into boxes and limitations. But when I start to think about what their life is like, and I start to wonder and realize how different we are, I ease off of the judging. I start to think they don't have the access to the education that I had. They probably don't have the stable family that I had, the stable housing, the role models that I had. As a human, we all have the same potential as a human being of what's inside of us. That's all the same. That's all available. But our environment and people, our influences, they turn that on. They activate things inside of us that give us inspiration and motivation and drive. And we were at the beach a little while ago, and there was a little boy, could not have been more than 3 years old. Well, I have a 4-year-old nephew, and he was smaller, younger than him. And he was walking around the beach by himself selling Mentos. And you see people of all ages, teenagers in their 20s, walking around the streets selling Mentos. And, makes you wonder, maybe he's just doing what he knows. Maybe he's just doing the best he can with the kind of life that he has. And when I start to think about that, what do I start to feel? I start to feel compassion. I go from judging to feeling compassion. And so compassion, it fills the space when judgment exits. And the way to get there, it's by willing to be wrong and questioning what is right, or what is true, or what is the reality, and knowing that you don't know. And when you start to think about their life and what could be going on, you start to get to compassion. And so I'm challenging you to give yourself permission to be wrong. Set those intentions to be more aware of your thoughts. Be more aware of your judgments and your feelings. Forgive yourself if you need to. And start to think about, what is life like for other people? Instead of just sitting from your perspective and judging them, what's it like from their perspective looking out? And if you want to further challenge yourself, then answer this question. What do you get out of judging people? What do you get from it? What are you provided, or how does it benefit you? And you might be like, what the heck are you talking about? I just judge people. And it's like, no, you do it for a reason. There's something you're getting out of that. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, that when I was younger, I was judging everyone. And, I got something from that. I got significance. It made me feel good. Because what happens when I judge myself? I often don't feel that good about myself, right? Do you? When you judge yourself, does it feel good? No. And the reason why it's so easy to judge other people, why we're so quick to judge other people, is because it takes the responsibility off of us. It takes the responsibility of us having to change, us having to be better, us having to do the right thing. When we shine the light on other people, we point the finger, we're not pointing it here. So instead of us having to do the work, we just sit on our throne and we look at other people and all their flaws. And so If we're always focused and invested on other people needing to change or do better, then we don't have to, right? That's why it's so easy. And it also feels good. Makes us feel good about ourselves. If there's something that we feel lacking in, instead of feeling that lack, we judge someone and we make them below us, beneath us. So we're up here and they're down there. And, it feels good. It feels special. Oh, I would never do it that way. Oh my God. So it makes us feel better about ourselves. Fleeting for a moment, but makes us feel good about ourselves. And so it's so easy to just judge others and not take the responsibility here. But when you're pointing at other people's flaws and you're judging other people, it creates disconnection between yourselves. Yes, it creates that I'm here, you're there, and we're different. There's not love there, there's not caring, there's not compassion, there's judging, there's separation. But here's the thing, is that the people that help the most are the people that judge the least. Think about that. If you're judging someone, probably not helping, right? But think about that process that we just went through. And do you remember what fills the void of judgment? Do you remember? Yeah, compassion. So you go through this process, you understand what they're going through, and you're filled with compassion. When you're in compassion with someone, you're connecting with them, you're caring for them. Come on, if you're connecting with someone and you're caring and you care for them, and you know they're struggling, you're going to help them, right? Yeah, of course. So the people that help the most are the people that judge the least. Or the people that judge the least are the people that help the most. And what that means is they have the most connection, they have the most fulfillment, they have the most love. All this that I'm talking about right now, it's coming from a place of love. Love, it's openness to how someone is, acceptance of how they are, and caring. That's the opposite of judgment, isn't it? When you get married, sure, you're marrying someone who they are now, and you love how they are now, but marriage, it's a commitment to loving how they will be in the future. That's what marriage is, right? You're committing to loving all the changes that they're going to make, all the ways they're going to grow, develop, and change. That's being open. It's being accepting of someone. And if you're not open, you're not accepting and loving all the ways that they change, because we all change in time, and you're judging them, saying, you weren't like this before, you're going to have some problems in your relationship. But imagine you understand about all the years that have gone by and how they've changed, why they've changed. You're open, you're accepting, you're loving. You understand them. There's a connection, you care. Now it's a totally different relationship. And that's important in your intimate relationships, but it's also important in all of your relationships. Whether you're just judging someone as you're buying a coffee and you quickly go through this process of, God, I'm judging them. I don't know this person. Maybe they're having a rough day. I have no clue what their family life was like, what it was like for them growing up. And you brush it off and then, hey, thank you. Smile, being polite, being nice. That can really change someone's day. It can really change their life. And so I'm challenging you to stop judging people for their sake and for your sake. Don't you want more connection in your life? And don't you want to feel connected with people? Be more happy? Instead of just being on your high throne looking down on people? Which that feeling, it's so fleeting. Then the next thought, it's gone. And then you're trying to judge someone else so that you can get it back. And if you let go of judgment, you have a life filled with connection, filled with relationships, filled with joy and meaning. It's okay. I hope that helps you on how to stop judging someone. And until the next time I see you, each day, take action so that you can give, that you can grow, and be grateful. Okay, see you then. Hey, it's Doc Christian. Thank you for watching this video. And if you would do me a favor, please hit the like button below and subscribe to my channel. Also, feel free to leave a comment so we can connect with each other and post any questions you have, because these questions will help me to make better videos that are more personalized for you, because after all, these videos are for you. And lastly, please share this video with anyone you think that might enjoy it or gain some benefit from it or get something out of it. Because you can always be the catalyst for change in someone's life, and you never know what the tipping point for the change will be. So never limit your ability to share. And thank you again for watching this video.